Now, of course, we all know that Gears of War Ultimate Edition is coming to the PC, but ever since that initial reveal and a few little tidbits of information, we haven't really heard much regarding the PC version, but now we might finally have some info thanks to an accidental posting of the game on the Windows 10 store. Now, this listing was hastily removed, but not before Windows Central took some screenshots and grabbed the information. Of course, I will link their website in the description below if you want to see the images and so on that they took. But it reveals some interesting information. Now, of course, the listing was removed and none of this has been 100% confirmed, so do take this with a small pinch of salt, but I'd say we can count most of this as pretty legit. Now, the main thing that was revealed were the minimum and recommended specifications, and they also give two sets of recommended specs, one for 1080p and one for another one, which was 4K. Yes, Gears of War Ultimate Edition will have 4K support, as well as an unlocked refresh rate. A few other things for PCs, obviously keyboard or gamepad support. Windows 10 version will include deluxe weapon skin pack, as well as 11 bonus multiplayer characters, and a few other goodies that of course were included in the Xbox One version as well, such as the, improvements to the graphics, blah 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 blah. As I said, the link to a rather lengthy list is in the description below, but if you want to know the specifications and look no further, let us begin with the minimum. Sadly, they don't list what minimum means, which is kind of a shame, but hey ho. So, Windows 10 only, of course. I don't think that's going to shock anyone, especially after the recent Quantum Break news. But CPU-wise, you'll need an Intel Core i5 at 2.7 GHz or an AMD FX6 core. RAM-wise, you'll need 8 gigs of RAM with a GPU that is a GeForce GTX 650 Ti or an R7 260X with 2 gigs of VRAM, 60 gigs of a hard drive space, and DX12. So, yet another DX12 to add to the rather small list for the moment. Now, next up is going to be the recommended specs for 1080p. As I said, it does support 4K, but I'll get to those last. So, CPU-wise, you'll need an Intel Core i5 at 3.5 GHz plus or an AMD FX8 core, 16 GB of RAM. GPU-wise, you'll need a GTX 970 or R9 290X with 4 gigs of VRAM, and again 60 gigs of hard drive and DX12. Now, what about 4K? Well, CPU-wise, Intel Core i7 at 4 GHz or an AMD FX8 core, 16 gigs of RAM, and a GTX 980 Ti or Radeon R9 390X with 6+ gigs of VRAM. And strangely, they recommend an SSD and 60 gigs of available space, I guess just for speedier loading and all that sort of stuff. So there you have it. Now, the high specs of the graphics cards on the higher end shouldn't really surprise you, given that of course this game is pushing DX12, so it's definitely going to be a bit of a stumbling block for some people, but I doubt anyone who wants to run games at 4K has a low spec GPU. As I said, do check out Windows Central for the full list of campaign features, but a lot of them are, of course, similar to what we had in Xbox One, but a lot of them are PC Central, such as 4K and a few other bits as well. So, do let me know your thoughts and opinions, guys, and I'll see you next time.